Alright, hey everyone. I'm going to do a video today on a couple of contentious discussion points and topical things regarding setup on ARs. You know, optics, setup nuances, things like that. Okay? So there is part and parcel rhyme and reason for doing things a certain way in your rifle setups. Okay? Kitty's a little bit sleepy over here. Of course, I got to show her in the video. So, really, first things first here, okay? And that's going to be co-witness of irons to optics. First off, if it is a magnified, fixed magnification optic, so your primary arms SLX, your ACOG, your LCANs, and other RCOs like it, it is not going to be focusing on or to through irons. It is a fixed magnification optic. You are looking at a magnified distance all the time looking through the optic. That is not going to be in focus or even in your optic picture. Most of the time it's not. I can tell you with this setup, it is not. These are solely backup irons. You do not co-witness fixed magnification optics with iron sights. The other point of that is whatever mount you have, if you have a riser or whatever else, and whatever height your backup irons are, these are Troy backup irons branded for Ruger, so they're high quality backup irons. The rise set between an optic and your iron, if they're not the same, you cannot co-witness them. I don't know why people say the dumb things that they do when that is a very basic concept of, hey, they kind of need to be at the right height in tandem with each other in order to even try and co-witness. But that's not possible with a fixed magnification optic. You will not see your front sight post with a fixed magnification optic. These are solely, the backup irons are solely for backup. If something were to happen to this optic, or the lenses to break, were it to get shot, were it to break otherwise in a drop or a fall or whatever, you take it off. You have all the time in the world to figure it out. You take that off, and then you use your irons. It's a simple concept. and for some reason, people do not understand that. And I will tell you right now that a fixed magnification optic is a far better option and combat applicable resource in large and in a range of regions, locations, and situations is going to work better than a red dot magnifier combo. People are going to lose their minds over that one, but that is a objective fact regarding combat application of optics on rifles in war. It's just a fact about it. Having a red dot magnifier combo, you are blowing out your red dot with a magnifier. You have to co-witness your magnifier to your red dot. People don't realize that either. Okay? And even then, you have a reduced capability. You see with this, you got a pick rail on top. You could put a backup RMR or whatever on top there. You can do canted sights or whatever. Or, like I have in a prior video, I've shown you how to do point shooting using reference lines on your rifle that you don't even need an optic for if you're in close quarters combat. CQC, CQB, MOUT, whatever the hell you want to call it. Okay? So, there are a lot of people that are fucking idiots out there that don't know what they're talking about. Some of the other nuances. Lights and things like that. So, I got Streamlight ProTech with 100 Concepts light cover. No pressure switch. I can tell you from experience that pressure switches fail in combat and in combat conditions. And especially in desert warfare conditions, those pressure pads are going to get destroyed by the sandy and sunny conditions. But they just wear out super quick. And there's really no point in having them. You're better off just using the back button of your flashlight. Okay? And that's why I have it set on the left side. That is for a reason. People saying that at a distance, having it on one side or the other, is going to indicate where somebody is shooting at you. That is not true at all. If somebody sees your white light go on, you're going to get rounds all over the place coming at you. Whizzing by your head, left and right, trying to hit you in the face, center mass. and center mass on the torso, and round skipping at your feet, you know, everything. Okay, it's not just going to be like a couple of shots at the light, and even then, it's a white light. It's going to wash out. Okay, when somebody's looking at it from the other end, right? So these are some of the dumbest and silliest attempts at counterpoints and complaints and discussions that I see people bringing up, and they're objectively incorrect. One of the other things, slings. Okay, I've got, this is a QD mount ring from Magpul, but I have a hook link sling. QD mounts, QD slings suck. Okay, those things, again, in austere conditions, they grind out, they wear out, they fall out, they will not stay in over time. They wear out super fast compared to using OG classic hooks. Okay, and I have the ASAP mount back here. Okay, so it's not back on the back end of the stock. I have it set up a certain way because that's how it's set up more optimally for combat, to be able to move it around and just carry it normally, and in a patrol carry for just optimized use. Oh, kitty moved. That's the other thing. Patrol carry. A lot of flat range drilling, you're already at a very modified low ready or high port or high ready, whatever. That's not the case. You're going to be in a patrol status. You're going to be in patrol ready unless you're doing, you know, a static guard kind of thing or whatever. Okay, so it's going to be slung and carried a different way than just walking around low ready, you know, shooting drill style on the flat range. You're not going to be doing that all the time. That it's just a matter of fact. So that is a training scar, and that is an issue that needs to be expanded upon with comprehensive training that people do using their weapon systems. Okay, using their rifles, doing training, whether it is flat range or otherwise. Okay, you actually need to go more so from a patrol ready status. Okay, so you're going to have it kind of across your body, both hands on it, typically, you know. I mean, even in Iraq, full loadout with interceptor IBA and all that, you know, a lot of guys rested their rifle on their mags on the front of their IBA system. So then you have to, you know, manipulate your weapon around that and get it into your shoulder to react to contact. Okay, react to contact drills are just as important as pre-established ambush drills and all the other battle drills and everything in between. Okay. So that's another point about that. Another thing is with stocks, especially like a lot of Magpul stocks, they will rattle a little bit. Wrap just a little bit of that self-adhering wrap, like from Gear Aid, or, you know, a camoform wrap or hockey tape, or, you know, if it's camouflage, whatever, to help fit, kind of right around the end of the thing, without it impeding your charging handle motion, you know, travel back and forth. So you got to make sure that it clears that, but just a little bit around the end of it to help keep it from rattling around. Okay, this is a CTR stock, just a standard Magpul stock. Okay, so that was another point I wanted to bring up about that kind of thing. So, but yeah, those are just some points. Like, people do not think things through before leaving comments or trying to start an argument or discussion. You know, there's a reason why things are a certain way. There's a reason why certain things work and don't work. There's a reason why people need to be a little bit more proactive about understanding their weapon systems. You need to be pretty intimate with them. And just all that stuff. And just understanding, like, what your setup is. Like, you know, this is no nonsense. Esh reticle, so you always have a reticle. It is a fixed magnification for combat application. You know, things like that. You use whatever you like, but this is really much more optimal unless you're going to go with something like an LPVO or straight up scope, if you need that range capability. But something like this, a 5-power fixed, is much more optimized for a dynamic diversity of different combat environments. That's just some of the stuff I wanted to cover. And yeah, for a lot of people out there that don't know what they're talking about, and a lot of the people out there that want to destroy the rights of the people and being able to protect and defend themselves and exercise their rights and be in a readiness status to defend the country and their neighborhoods and whatever else. People that have a problem with that, metal up. Out.